Could you risk everything you had at home to follow a gut feeling and move to the other side of the world? Emma Turley is chasing her dream lifestyle and believes the answer lies in New Zealand.
I'm expecting lots of gorgeous beaches, lots of wildlife, lots of nature.
Emma gets a bit tied up in the dream. I think, she can run with it a little bit.
But when a trial week down under fails to match expectations...
Not stolen your heart yet?
No, I just think it feels a bit like a cell.
Money doesn't make you happy, but it makes you more comfortable whilst you're trying to be happy.
Will she and partner Kerry be forced to admit a new life is little more than a pipe dream?
I think I was more certain of what I wanted when I stepped off the plane than I do now.
I thought I might have a bit more clarity now, but I don't.
No.
Boasting spectacular scenery that includes over 9,000 miles of beaches, New Zealand has a rich history reflecting a unique mix of Maori and European culture. Recognised as one of the most desirable places in the world to live, the country gains one new resident every 14 minutes and is currently home to over 200,000 British citizens. Teenage sweethearts Emma and Kerry have overcome tough times to achieve the life they have in the UK. But Emma's convinced their life could be better in New Zealand, even though she's never been. Having persuaded partner Kerry to share her vision of their future, the couple now have just 1 week to discover if the country can live up to Emma's high expectations or if sticking with life in the UK could be a better bet. Emma and Kerry's trial week takes off with 25 hours in the air, flying from London to New Zealand, and for Kerry, finally touching down in Auckland is a huge relief.
Not a great flyer, so yeah, I'm so glad to have my feet on the ground. Some tears on the way, but yeah, glad to be here now.
Yeah, it's taking off and landing, we get tears and panic, don't we?
Yeah, so 3 take-off and landings was good.
With their journey behind them, the anticipation's building as the couple have their feet on New Zealand soil for the first time.
I feel excited, apprehensive, a bit scared that we've come all this way, but it's not what we hope it's going to be.
Emma's slightly more relaxed.
Now I'm here, it feels ace, so that's a really good sign.
But she's aware the week ahead is no holiday.
Our whole future kind of hangs on what's going to happen and whether or not we decide to make that final move. It really all does hang on how this week goes.
As they head out into Auckland, both girls are anxious to discover if New Zealand really will live up to Emma's expectations. Back in the UK, Emma Turley and Kerry Wilson live in a modern apartment in Manchester city centre.
We've worked hard and we've got a really nice lifestyle now, haven't we? But everything here is on our doorstep, literally.
The couple are inseparable.
We've got a relationship where we're not just partners, we're soulmates, we're really close, we're best friends.
Emma and Kerry met at high school at the Welsh town where, from a young age, Emma was raised by her nan.
I'm very, very close to my nan. I lived with her from the age of about 4. My mum worked silly shifts, so it was much less disruptive for me to have somebody there who could take me to school and I wouldn't have to get up too early and that sort of thing.
Emma's nan was to become a lifeline to Kerry too, when hard times at home forced her to move out when she was just 13.
Kerry had quite a rough childhood. Things were quite difficult for her.
Emma's grandmother took me in, cared for me, she became like my mum, she did everything for me, she was really nice, took me under her wing.
Welcoming Kerry into her home, Emma's nan showed her what it was like to be part of a loving family, and that support literally changed Kerry's life.
I went to high school and I had dyslexia. My reading was terrible, I couldn't read or anything.
Well.
She basically taught me how to read, and when I moved in I didn't have manners and things like that. She taught me simple things like manners. She took me in and did everything, didn't she?
So she was very, very good. I mean, so encouraging, so supportive.
The girls went on to study at university and made their own home in Manchester. But despite having good jobs and enjoying city living, over the last 3 years, Emma's developed an all-encompassing belief a better life could lie somewhere else.
I just feel like I'm at a bit of a crossroads in my life. I feel like something needs to change. I don't want to carry on like this for the next 35 years. I've always had a desire to travel, a desire to live somewhere else, to experience new cultures.
She's never been, but Emma thinks New Zealand can offer the couple that little bit more. And slowly but surely, she's convinced Kerry.
I think she has sold me the dream. The longer we've been together, the more we kind of realise that it is something we would love to do together.
But while Kerry's expectations from New Zealand are grounded,
it's not so much that we don't like Manchester, we're looking for Manchester with added bonuses so we can have so much more outdoor life as opposed to spending so much time indoors.
Emma believes what lies down under is utopia.
I'm expecting a cool, vibrant city, a very diverse culture, lots of gorgeous beaches, lots of wildlife, lots of nature. So I've got quite high expectations.
The more practical of the pair, Kerry's worried the reality of life in New Zealand may not match the perfect picture Emma's built up.
Emma gets a bit tied up in the dream. I think, she can run with it a little bit, so I do think I have to pull her back a bit and say, can we afford the house? Can we afford to buy the food? Is it a realistic dream?
While Emma's biggest concern is the thought of leaving her beloved Nan.
Because she's done so much for us, I just think it would be...
I think you'd carry a guilt, I think.
I'd feel very guilty, yeah, that I wasn't there for her if she needed something. I'd find that really hard.
But don't you let anything stop you going.
Oh,
If
no.
you like it, you go. Yes.
Yeah.
If New Zealand lives up to Emma's expectations, it'll mean breaking the close bond with her Nan that's existed since childhood.
Even thinking about having that feeling of that gut-wrenchingly difficult choice, even just thinking about that's horrible. So I don't even know how it would actually feel.
Whether or not the grass will be greener on the other side of the world for the pair is unknown, but they've both decided now is the time to find out.
I don't want to get to like 40 or 50 and be saying, I wish we'd gone, I wish
Yeah,
we'd have tried
definitely.
it. I'd rather be at 50 and say, well, we tried it didn't work out.
But we tried it and it did work out and it's amazing.
Yeah.
To see if New Zealand really can offer the couple the lifestyle they believe, Emma and Kerry are visiting Auckland, home to over half of all UK immigrants in the country. Their base for the week is a 2-bedroom apartment slap bang in the city centre.
Very centrally located, isn't it?
Emma and Kerry are both keen to remain city dwellers, so this should be the perfect base.
Oh, it's not what you expect.
Wow.
Big window.
It's like New York loft, isn't it?
Wow.
And we've got kitchen. It's nice, isn't it?
Nice red theme.
Emma's excited by the cityscape outside,
I can see the harbour. Gorgeous, isn't it?
but inside goes down well too.
It's quite a nice size.
Big enough for us, though,
I
isn't it?
think so, yeah.
But as the couple settle in, the differences over what they'll need to have addressed in the coming week become clear.
I think my main worries are that we've come all this way and it might not be what we expect it to be. I mean, what I've seen so far, it looks amazing, but we've not been out there and spent a day living it yet.
For Kerry, it's all about facts and figures and making 100% certain that things can work out for us. Whereas for me, it's definitely more the emotional ties that I've got to the UK, and the thought of leaving everybody there is quite difficult.
Kerry senses Emma's already wavering at the thought of being separated from her Nan.
It's taken a lot out of us, the long journey, so it's whether it, she's, it's something that probably a grandmother couldn't make, the long journey. So I think that's weighing on her mind at the moment.
The week ahead will prove or destroy the couple's hopes that New Zealand's where their future lies.
It is do or die, do we come out and move to Auckland?
It's all nice, sitting at home in rainy Manchester thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice to go and live somewhere else? But actually, it has to work for us both.
Home for Emma and Kerry in the UK is a modern 2-bedroom apartment by the canal in Manchester city centre.
We really like our house, we like what it looks like where it is. So actually it's a perfect house for us.
So happy with their current home, what's on their wish list for property down under?
In New Zealand, we'd be looking for a flat of a similar sort of size.
Yeah, city centre
City
location.
centre.
We'd want something of an equal standard. I think that's really important. I wouldn't want to move somewhere that wasn't as nice as what we've already got.
Emma and Kerry's property search is concentrated in central Auckland. They've a maximum budget of £165,000 to spend, and with the city recently ranked 7th in a global survey of the most expensive places to live, they could need every penny. To find out what their money could buy, we'll show them 3 properties, 2 on budget, and a third that could be their dream home. Only after they've seen each one will they find out what it's worth. The first property of the day is close to the couple's accommodation in the city centre. With museums, shopping and nightlife all on the doorstep, it should give them the city living they love. But will this 2-bedroom apartment come up to scratch?
It's pretty honest, it's a bit
Oh,
strange.
it's outside?
Yeah, it's outside. That's quite nice though, isn't it?
I like the fact it's high floor.
It is a high floor.
6 floors up might not suit everyone, but Emma and Kerry seem happy.
Is it like a prison?
No.
Okay then.
Nice long corridor.
Yeah. So this is the main room.
Oh, it's nice and bright, isn't it?
It may be bright, but
It's a bit small.
It is a bit smaller
Do
than
you
what we
think?
got, but
The actual living space.
at best it's bijou, though this apartment does come with a view.
wow, it is amazing.
It's nice to have some outside space, isn't it?
It is. It's nice looking out over the water, though,
Yeah.
isn't it? And out over the hills.
but Emma's more concerned with how things sound.
I guess it's quite noisy as well out here.
Yeah, there is a bit of road noise. You are overlooking the road.
There's quite a lot of road noise.
There is
I
a
think.
bit, yeah.
Noisy and tiny, this apartment's not a patch on the girls' house back home.
Kitchen.
It is a bit small.
It's very small. You'd struggle to cook there, you would.
I mean, there'd be a way around it, but you'd have to think about it, wouldn't we, and plan?
But you can't, no matter what furniture you put in, you can't make the room bigger.
No,
And I
no.
think that's the problem I've got with it, it's too small.
A look around the master bedroom proves size isn't the only issue.
That's quite strange with the glass.
It is. You'd
Right
need
to
some
the
sort of
living
a
room.
blind or something on there, wouldn't you, if you had friends staying?
Yeah.
Or, like, the light in the morning would wake you up as well, wouldn't it?
I just think it feels a bit like a cell.
You're overlooked and...
Just enclosed, it
A
feels.
little bit.
And perhaps the colour doesn't help, actually.
No.
And discovering a bathroom barely big enough for a bar of soap is the final straw.
Right.
Small.
Yeah.
Where would you put anything?
That's it.
You just wouldn't, would you? There's just no room.
I think the feeling of the flat is it feels a bit like student accommodation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's far from the apartment of Emma and Kerry's dreams, but even so, is it within reach of the couple's £165,000 budget?
How much do you think?
I don't know. I think it might be the top end of our budget.
I hope not. I don't think it's that much. I'd say closer to maybe £140,000.
Only one way to find out.
Shall we have a look?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
£149,000, so kind of
closer.
middle of our budget. I would not pay that that amount of money for this.
No. The price does worry me a little
Yeah.
bit. If that's the price for something of this size.
Yes, it's the size issue, isn't it?
It's under budget, but this apartment's cost has shocked both Emma and Kerry. Will the next apartment offer a bigger bang for their buck? With plenty of supermarkets, restaurants and entertainment options, Auckland city centre is a popular base for young professionals. Emma and Kerry could fit right in, but only if they can foot the bill.
This one then.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, quite interesting shape.
It is.
Appearances from street level are good, but will this apartment have more space than the last?
This is nice.
Yeah, this is more like what we'd want, isn't it?
It's bigger, but not by much.
I just think that the living space is still small.
It is small compared to what we've got, but it's a bit more doable.
And there's a distinct shortage of storage.
I still think the kitchen space is quite small. There's no worktop really.
No,
so no
that's the
work.
problem. It's just literally a sink and your cooker. There's no...
You've got a dishwasher, which is good.
Yeah, there is space for a dishwasher, which is good, but...
But it's things like kitchen cupboards, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really lacking cupboards, I think.
Where would you keep your food?
Yeah.
On the plus side, the balcony is a decent size.
This is better, isn't it? This balcony.
Yeah, it's much
space.
nicer.
I mean, it's quite private.
Yeah, it's much more usable space, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
you're
got
not
a table and chair.
overlooked. No, I don't mind this one. I think it's quite nice. It's much, much quieter.
It is a lot quieter.
nicer, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a while, the enthusiasm continues indoors.
I've got bedroom.
Okay.
Oh, this isn't too bad.
It's nicer with a window, though, in the corner. And
Yes.
fitted wardrobes. That's more like what we've got at home, isn't it?
Oh yeah, fitted wardrobes. That's much better, isn't it?
But
It's not stolen your heart yet.
No, it hasn't.
I think it's more livable. We could live here. Yeah, it's more likely we could live here, isn't it?
I don't know if I could.
a bathroom with standing room only is far from a perfect fit for the pair.
Right.
It's a shower, no bath. Very small.
Right.
Sort of cubicle, isn't it?
So again, where would we put everything in? Think of all the hair products you've got, where would they all go? Simple things like that. It's a bit worrying.
And subjecting the decor to scrutiny means more disappointment.
The finish isn't as good here, is it? It's not as high spec as what we've got.
Considering our budget.
It's quite worrying, isn't it?
This apartment's been another letdown. Are Emma and Kerry expecting too much for their money? Their budget is £165,000.
So what do you think the price will be? It's going to be more expensive.
I think it's probably about £155,000.
So I think about 160, 165.
Really, so top end.
Top end, that price. 166.
£1,000. I think that seems very expensive. It's really disappointing.
It is a bit disappointing.
Really disappointing. I really thought we'd get more.
With properties proving unappealing, the girls are beginning to realise the picture-perfect homes Emma's dreamt of may be out of their reach. But they're not defeated yet. We found what could be the girls' dream home in the inner-city suburb of Ponsonby. Previously run down, it's now up and coming with fashionable restaurants, funky shops and apartments with plenty of character. Property here could bring better value for money.
It's nice, isn't it?
Very nice, yeah. The postboxes are good. It's nice and stylish.
Hopefully the two-bedroom apartment will be desirable too.
It's very fancy.
Very cool, yeah.
It's nice in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is more like it.
It's bigger than the last two, and the modern furnishings are more to their taste.
Good finish.
It is.
It's much nicer, isn't it?
It is really nice,
I
actually,
think
isn't it?
it's, yeah, and there's workspace, you know,
Yeah.
cook and make things.
Yeah. Nice dining table.
Yeah, there's plenty of room, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, we probably wouldn't even want a table that big.
There's also a small balcony, but overlooking a motorway, it's probably not a major selling point.
Oh, it is quite noisy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
very loud, yeah. And not particularly usable space, is it? You
No.
couldn't do anything on here.
No.
But it is loud if you wanted the doors open.
Yeah.
You were sat in here, like we have at home, our doors open when it's warm. It would be very loud, wouldn't it?
Unlike their previous viewings, this apartment's a duplex, which definitely means more space.
Like a little mezzanine level. That's quite nice.
So
isn't
this,
it?
you could use like your little living room,
You
couldn't
could
you?
just have downstairs as a dining room. This apartment is more what I was expecting, really.
About time.
The finish is a lot better here. It's much more high spec. It's generally just a lot nicer.
And sweeping views of the city don't go unnoticed either.
I mean, you have got like panoramic city views,
It's
haven't
like
you?
a photograph.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Finally, Emma and Kerry have found a place they can call home. But with a maximum budget of £165,000 to spend, will this spacious apartment be out of reach?
I think it's going to be somewhere around probably £200,000.
I think it's going to be over 200,000, 210 maybe even.
Okay.
Time to look and see.
Shall we have a look?
I don't want to. Don't want
It's quite scary.
You were close to £217,000. Really disappointed because it's so much money. It's a massive amount of money.
I thought 210,000 was pushing it, so 217,000 pound is a lot over our budget.
Yeah.
Either the wages have to be a lot more to compensate, or
Yeah.
we would have to take a big step down in what we'd expect.
And I don't think I'm prepared to do that, really.
No.
Kerry and Emma's day has seen the reality of property prices in Auckland hit home. Property 1 was way too small for Emma, and the girls were shocked to discover that despite being tiny, it carried a sizable price tag. Property 2 held more appeal for Kerry, but still wasn't spacious enough for Emma, and again, the price was more of a shock than a pleasant surprise. And although Property 3 held much more appeal, discovering it was more than £50,000 over budget brought the couple back to earth with a bump. After a disappointing day, has the dream already been dented? Will the girls choose property at home or away?
Based on the properties we've seen, our vote goes to... UK.
Okay. Yeah, I
Not
thought
surprised,
so.
yeah. But nothing we've seen compares to what we've got at home.
No. So a bit heartbreaking. Yeah, it's been a eye-opening day, hasn't it?
But for all the wrong reasons.
Emma holds a firm belief she and Kerry could get more out of life in New Zealand, but uncovering the astronomical cost of Auckland city centre living has left the couple reeling. The ideal apartment would come with a sizable increase in mortgage payments, but if the couple can find the right jobs and salaries, the dream may not be over just yet. Back in the UK, Emma's a senior psychology lecturer at a university in Manchester.
So I really like engaging with the students. I really like teaching them, passing that knowledge on, you know, trying to instill some sort of passion, I guess, that I have for my subject.
Another bonus with her current job is being contracted for a 4-day week.
I get a Tuesday off, which is really nice. I get to do other things outside of work. So I think I'm very, very fortunate to be in that situation.
Kerry works full-time as a university administrator, looking after students' welfare.
Work-wise, I would like to find a similar role to what I'm doing now within a university setting, but within a department that has opportunities to progress, because I really do love working in the university environment.
Moving would mean leaving jobs they love.
I'm not the most motivated person. I find myself settling in a job and I'm quite happy to stay there, so it is quite a scary idea to move and start a new job.
But that's a gamble Emma's willing to take.
There is a lot at stake. However, I think the risk's worth it. I really do.
After discovering how expensive properties are, Kerry's hoping what happens over the next few hours will bring about a better outcome.
I'm trying to stay positive today. I do feel like we've had a big knock yesterday, and I think we're feeling very downhearted and starting to feel that maybe we've come all this way just to go back home.
And Emma knows exactly what's at stake.
I think today is the make or break. I think even more so after yesterday, because we really need to be able to earn enough to have a comfortable lifestyle here.
Emma believes her PhD will improve her chances of employment. To see if she's right, she's visiting the School of Psychology at the University of Auckland, where she meets Professor Jenny Dixon.
In terms of teaching and research, how does the work over here compare to the work that I do in the UK?
We expect staff to be spending about 40% of their time on research, 40% of time on teaching, and the 20% is on administration and service and leadership.
That sounds really great because I certainly don't spend 40% of my work time currently on research, so that's really promising.
A role here could be perfect for Emma, but actually securing one could be a different matter.
I guess the job market here is pretty, it's pretty intensive and competitive. When I was talking to the staff in the school, they said to me there'd only been a handful of vacancies over the last few years, so I don't think the prospects are particularly strong.
Well, that's less encouraging.
The good news is that if you are interested in coming to Auckland, is that there are other universities in Auckland which also have psychology programs.
Right.
Emma's chances of finding work look far from certain. Will Kerry's prospects hold more promise? She's visiting Auckland's University of Technology to meet expat and Deputy Vice-Chancellor Rob Allen.
I think the first thing is say New Zealand isn't in recession and the job market generally is better than the UK, but certainly as you see there are always opportunities for people, as I found out myself when I got here.
Thankfully, things do look more encouraging.
What opportunities are there for career progression within the university?
Well, we actually encourage people to progress. So any administrative staff gets 5 days professional development leave. They get $900 for that professional development as an entitlement. And in fact, we actually see that as almost part of your job. So fantastic opportunities.
Back at the University of Auckland, Emma's keen to hear how flexible her hours would be if she was successful in finding work.
My current contract in the UK is 0.8 full-time equivalent, which means I work 4 days each week. Are those type of opportunities available here?
They are. Most people here work full-time, but people can reduce the time they work in negotiation with their line manager.
Foregoing her 4-day week could improve Emma's employment prospects, but would the salary come up to scratch?
Well, at this university, senior lecturers start on $97,000 and the range goes up to $122,000.
That's a few £1,000s more than she'd earn full-time in the UK, but it wouldn't stretch to affording the apartment of the couple's dreams. Could an increase in Kerry's earnings make up the shortfall?
Well, looking at the experience you've had over the last 6 years, I think you would be sitting in a band somewhere between around $45,000 and $57,000.
At around £2,000 more than she earns back home, that's only a modest increase. When the girls are reunited, their disappointment is clear.
So how did it go?
Not as well as I hoped, really. Vacancies are very few and far between.
Okay, that's a bit disappointing.
So it's not really what I was expecting to hear. And how did you get on?
More opportunities for progression.
Oh, that's good.
Salaries were very similar to home, which is disappointing.
Well, it wouldn't stack up financially, would it?
Just 2 days in and already Emma and Kerry's dream could be on the verge of collapse. Will there be any hint of optimism when choosing between work in the UK or New Zealand?
We'll be voting for UK. Oh dear.
No.
It's not going well.
What I wanted to be voting, really.
No, I really wanted it to be really positive today.
Especially after yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like the bubble's been popped.
With a double whammy of votes for the UK, Emma and Kerry's first trip down under isn't going according to plan, and the financial reality means their hopes for a new life could slowly be retreating. Emma's always believed New Zealand could offer a perfect balance of city life and outdoor activities. So will a day exploring the Kiwi lifestyle see both her and Kerry's spark for the country reignited? Yet again, they've been cruelly let down, and this time by the weather, as the tail end of a cyclone hits the city. With the resulting showers more Mancunian than Kiwi, the day starts indoors as Emma and Kerry set off to explore Auckland's main art gallery.
I like the wood.
Yeah, with the glass as well.
It's very modern, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice, really pretty.
The gallery is the largest art institution in New Zealand, with over 15,000 pieces.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Very cool, yeah.
The couple are culture buffs back in Manchester, so historic works by Maori and Pacific Island artists catch their eye.
This one's very interesting.
This is the arrival of the Maoris in New Zealand. Quite a distressing image.
It is, it's very dark.
Just like the sky outside, unfortunately.
Stunning New Zealand scenery.
colour of the water is really nice as well, isn't it? It's literally the colour of the water that we saw down by the harbour.
The morning may have been spent indoors, but the gallery was a hit. And venturing back outside, the girls are thrilled to see an improvement in the weather.
Hooray, the sun's come out, which is always a bonus, which is kind of another reason why this isn't like Manchester, because the sun rarely comes out there.
Finally, could it be a sign not to give up on their dream? Making the most of the sunshine, the couple meet some very tame local wildlife in one of the city's parks.
It'd be nice coming after work, wouldn't it? And
If you had a hard day or something and you just need to clear your mind,
I already feel a bit calmer.
if we fed them, they'd be really fat and
They would.
here all the time.
Moving to the harbour, the afternoon's much more in line with the glossy images Emma had conjured up.
Has reignited my dream coming here. The past couple of days have been quite disappointing and quite difficult, and I was really hoping that today would be fantastic, and it really has been.
But the trauma of the previous 2 days means Kerry's still cautious.
It's really scary to think that we've kind of made this big commitment coming this week. We've kind of come to the city, really love the city, and maybe now can't afford to live here, which is, you know, quite heartbreaking.
And it's not just financial concerns. Kerry believes the reality of being so far from home could be a real issue for Emma.
She's not spoke to her nan all week, and she normally wouldn't go this long without speaking to her, and I think she's already started to find that a bit strange, and I think she's starting to feel that she's quite far away. So I think Emma's, I don't know if she's struggling yet, but I think the realisation of how far away from home we are is sinking in.
An enjoyable day out may have reassured Emma a move would be right, but she's also beginning to wrestle with the decision she'll face at the end of the week.
I feel very, very conflicted about leaving everybody back home. I do feel I'm not sure how I'd do it. If I could do it, I'm still not sure.
The day has shown the girls, although they may struggle to afford it, life in New Zealand could have its upsides. But is that enough for them to choose the lifestyle over the one they have at home?
We've had a lovely day today, and based on lifestyle, we're going to vote.
New Zealand.
Hey, did you vote for me? I didn't think you would.
I think it's kind of the reason we wanted to move, isn't it, for the outdoor lifestyle, so I think that hasn't changed.
And yeah, it was just really nice to hang out up there. Once it brightened up in the sunshine, feel the sun on my skin, it was nice and warm.
Yeah.
After weathering a stormy property search and unsettled local job market, a touch of sunshine has finally landed a vote for New Zealand. A move could still be on the cards for Emma and Kerry as long as the finances add up. The first step's getting a good price for their home in the UK. They believe it would fetch around £145,000. So we've sent round to estate agents to see if their valuation's correct.
Oh, it's wet.
Wet, because we've seen home.
Yeah, it's a nice open plan living room, good size, nice, light and airy.
Certainly a bright, welcoming entrance, good appointed kitchen, nice views of the city centre.
Good sized bedroom, built-in wardrobes, which is good for storage.
Another good sized bedroom, currently set up as an office, nice and bright.
Nice sized paved balcony with lovely city centre views.
It's a lovely bathroom, very stylish, beautifully tiled, beautifully finished. Can't fault it in any way.
It's nice to hear.
Can't fault it.
I would advise marketing at £168,000. If they were looking for a quick sale, I would advise marketing at £165 to get £160.
The current value would fall in the region of £145,000 to £150,000. If the clients were looking to achieve a quicker sale, I would probably put the value in the region of £135,000 to £140,000.
It's very different valuations.
Yeah, that's kind of closer to what I thought, similar to what we paid, really. Hopefully it'd be somewhere in the middle. And that's not bad, is it, really?
No.
The valuations are encouraging. To work out exactly how much their dream lifestyle could cost, we've compiled a cost of living comparison.
Let's have a look. The sums.
The couple start with the weekly grocery shop.
At first glance, everything's looking more expensive, isn't it?
The girls are both vegetarian, and that's not playing in their favour.
£4.18 more expensive just for some frozen broccoli. We chuck that into
Everything.
loads of stuff, don't we? What's this? Double Gloucester cheese. Crikey, we pay £1.77 and it's £9.16.
The figures aren't looking good.
So that gives us a difference of £74.88.
Week worse off.
Just under £300 a month more on food alone would mean a huge hole in the couple's finances.
It's so expensive the calculator's even given up. Should we get the tablet and have a look on that?
Yeah, okay.
It's not a good omen. Basing their calculations on the dream property, the girls move on to the bigger outgoings.
Mortgage in the UK is £450.
Yeah.
minus the New Zealand cost of a mortgage would be 1,150.49.
So that's £749 worse off.
Comparing their total spend in New Zealand with the UK, the result is disastrous.
Which gives us a difference of...
We'd be £994.73 worse off.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. So as you need to compare it now with incomings, don't we?
That's an additional £12,000 of spending every year. Could the increased earnings make up the shortfall?
So we'd be £19.82 better off.
In New Zealand?
In New Zealand.
They'd be in the black every month, but only just. And that's with Emma working an extra day every week.
You'd be doing 20% more work, and that's not a 20% increase in salary, is it?
But at least it's more positive than I expected.
Emma's refusing to lose heart in the dream she started, but Kerry's simply not buying it.
You know, moving to the other side of the world just to be £237 better off a year.
But that's in monetary terms, isn't it? What about in experiential terms, in lifestyle terms, in happiness terms?
Money doesn't make you happy, but it makes you more comfortable whilst you're trying to be happy.
Finances were always practical Kerry's biggest concern. Based on the day's figures, will they choose life in the UK or New Zealand?
UK.
Undecided.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
I mean, at least it's doable. It's possible.
It's doable.
Still. It's not, it's not something that is impossible. We still can do it. But it means a lot of discussion, a lot of thought about
what's more important.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving to New Zealand may not make them rich, but Emma's convinced the couple won't be out of pocket by enough to dent her dream. However, she's about to be faced with a dilemma she's been dreading. The couple sit down to watch messages from friends and relatives at home in the UK.
I'm feeling quite apprehensive actually about kind of seeing friends and family and listening to the things that they might say. And I'm not quite sure how I'll feel afterwards. I think it's going to be quite strange.
I think it could remind us what we've got home, what we'd be leaving behind. I think it'd be, we're really close with Emma's family and, really good friends, haven't we? So I think it would be really hard to leave them behind, wouldn't it?
Hi Kerry, hi Emma.
Hi Kerry, hi Emma.
Hi Emma and Kerry.
Hi Emma and Kerry. Hope you're having a good time there in New Zealand.
They are soulmates. I suppose that's what everybody looks for, in a relationship.
Emma's the botty booth.
Yeah.
Kerry's the cook.
I think Kerry's the homemaker.
Definitely. That would be the way to put it.
Well, Emma's just great. She's really unique. And she's great. She's a great sister. And Kerry is like a sister. I've always known her, and in a way I have 3 sisters, so...
She's part of the family. If she wasn't there, we'd be saying, where's Kerry?
I personally think they should stay. Because the lifestyle they've got and their friends in Manchester, and their life seems to be good for them at the moment.
And I would hate them to think, I don't want to go, in case it upsets Nine. No, don't think that way. I don't want you to think that way. That opportunity's there. Take it.
Yeah, well, they will be greatly missed, but, they're not that far.
I think it'll be good for them, but I know that I might be quite sad. I might miss her because we live so close. I get to see her a lot.
We miss them a tremendous amount, really. We certainly won't hold them back in any way, and so we support them wholeheartedly.
All right, you two. You know that you're going to be missed, and I'm sure that you're going to miss people here. But life isn't a rehearsal. Go for it.
Whilst I'd be incredibly sad if you decided to move to New Zealand, I know that you'll make the best decision for you, and that, even if you do move, I can come and visit you, and I look forward to doing that.
Don't worry about me or anybody else here. We'll be fine, and we will come and see you if you decide to go to New Zealand. Okay? Enjoy it.
Sounds like a threat. We will come.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice, wasn't it? You're worse than me.
I'm always more emotional than you, though, aren't I?
I knew everyone would be keen for us to go, except
Your
my
dad.
dad.
Reinforces the fact that I am one of them. And, I think I would be really sad to leave them, it really would. It'd be heartbreaking to leave them, wouldn't it?
I'm feeling very conflicted still. I thought I might have a bit more clarity now, but I don't.
No.
Hearing those words from home was a heartfelt reminder of the emotional ties the girls have to the UK. Combined with the bad news they've been dealt with this week, will it mean Emma's dream for a new life down under has finally gone up in smoke? When Emma arrived in Auckland, it was with high hopes the country would offer her and Kerry more than they had at home. But just 1 week later, her confidence has taken a severe knock.
Obviously there's been a few ups and downs this week and things haven't perhaps gone as I'd hoped or as I'd expected really. So particularly the cost of property was absolutely astronomical and really, really surprising.
Kerry's concerns were always about the practicalities of moving, and she's seen most of her fears confirmed.
I think I was more certain of what I wanted when I stepped off the plane than I do now, so I don't know. It's been a bit up and down emotionally this week.
But Emma has retained a glimmer of hope when it comes to what New Zealand could offer her and Kerry as a couple.
The lifestyle here has definitely won me over. It's nice to have the option to spend more time outdoors, not necessarily taking part in extreme sports or anything like that, but just spending time in the sun.
Everything now rests on whether the lifestyle Emma and Kerry have been seeking is worth gambling what they'd be leaving behind.
New Zealand is the lifestyle we are looking for, and you know, this week's just made us realise that it is somewhere we really want to live, but the dilemma also lies in the fact that, is it financially doable?
I'm finding it very difficult to weigh up the pros and cons and be objective. And I also think that I know which way Kerry's going to vote, which obviously makes it more difficult for me.
This is a massive decision for us because it's our future. It's where we're going to be, you know, maybe 6 months, 12 months' time. So, yeah, it is a really big decision, and it'll be interesting to see what decision Emma makes.
So, will the girls risk everything or play safe when it comes to deciding where to call home?
Based on everything we've seen and done during the trial week, our final vote goes to...
Undecided.
What? You're undecided?
Yeah. Because the lifestyle's still what we want, but the money doesn't add up, so, yeah.
It was a hard decision.
Yeah.
It was. But in the end, for me, it was about... We've already got a really, really great life at home. We've got really good friends. We've got a lovely family. And we're really lucky to have what we've got at home. And I don't think we could have that here or anything close, really.
Emma and Kerry's week in New Zealand has well and truly removed any rose-tinted glasses and has shown them that the grass isn't always greener elsewhere. It looks like they won't be giving up on their life in the UK anytime soon, but we wish them a long and happy future together, wherever they call home.
See if Emma and Kerry changed their minds and made the move by going to the BBC website. We're down under with the British helicopter.